You're watching Coastal Bend Today. I'm William J. Gibbs Jr. and this is Straight to the Point. And I have on today Mike Bergsma and Susan Clark from the Nueces County Republican Party. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Now, Mike, you are stepping down from the leadership of the Republican Party,
Well,
correct?
I'm not running for re-election, so I'll be in office until the end of May. But yes, I'm not, I guess in a way I'm stepping down.
And how long were you with the party?
As chairman, this will be my 6th year.
6 years as chairman.
Yeah, now I've been vice chairman 4 years, and I was on the state executive committee for 4 years, and been a precinct chair on and off for who knows how long, and been to state convention since 1990.
And how does Susan factor into this picture?
Well, I moved to Nueces County about 3 years ago. Before that, I've been all over Texas. I'm a 7th generation Texan. I did a brief stint in Atlanta, Georgia, where I was involved in politics there. But since coming to Nueces County, I'm the vice chair of the party now, working with Mike Bergsma, and I'm the president of Nueces County Republican Women.
And now you're running also to succeed Mike.
I am, yes. So I put in my official candidacy for the Republican Party chairman.
So you're just hitting the campaign trail.
Yes, so you filed, the first day to file was November the 9th on Saturday, and I was down there within an hour, I guess, of when I could file. So just wanted to get a strong start and get out in the community and let people know.
Well, that's great. So what do you leave behind 6 years of leadership. Tell me a little bit about the accomplishments you've made with the party.
Well, when we took over, when I became chairman, we had 15 elected office holders. And so we have more than that now. And we have an infrastructure that we didn't have as much before. We've got a very nice headquarters. What we had before was not so nice. And we're able to, we've got more precinct chairs than we had before, and a lot more involvement with people. We've been successful at raising money, and like city council, which is not partisan, but 7 of the 9 city council people are now Republicans. So, and we've been influential on helping the surrounding counties. There are elected Republicans in Jim Wells, in Clayburgh, and in San Patricio. So bit by bit, and I like to think that people are picking up the ball and running with it. My style of leadership is a little bit of pick up the ball and run. I'm definitely not a control freak. I let people do what they want to do. The individuals doing the work. And so we've increased the number of elected officials. We have had a bigger influence on state party politics and had a bigger influence on our local area. I think I've had a good 6 years.
It sounds like you've been busy.
Well, I have a company too, and it takes about half my time to be chairman. And when Susan came to me 4 weeks ago, something like that. And I thought she was going to quit. She called me, was going to have lunch, and I said, oh no, she's going to quit and being the vice chair. And first she was real nervous, and I was thinking, well, what's this? And she was worried about offending me.
I was.
and said, Mike, I want to run against you, but I'd like to run for chairman. I said, yes. And then she made the pitch again, because I'm not sure she heard me.
I didn't believe my ears.
Yeah. My wife and I have been talking about it for a while, and when I made my announcement publicly and at the Republican Club 3 weeks ago, the happiest person in that room was Connie Bergsma, my wife. She's tired of the expense and tired of the challenge of being chairman, and she thought it was time to let someone else carry the ball. And Susan asked for the ball, so I didn't have to go out and find some. I was concerned about having somebody I could have confidence in that could do a good job. And Susan brings her creativity. I'm pretty ordinary on the creative stuff. I made C's in art in school, and but really jazzed up our headquarters, and our social media is getting a lot better. We do have a new executive director who also is helping with that. But she's done, bring something. Also, what was it? One of the local Democrat candidates said the Republican Party is old white men, and I thought, well, we need to have a young woman instead to beat that narrative.
Yeah. So, how do you overcome that narrative?
The narrative of old white men?
Yeah.
Well, if you actually look at who comes to the Republican meetings and who comes to the Republican Women's Club, there's mixed races, lots of different age groups. We have everyone from millennials to retirees, Hispanic, African American, white, all races. So it's just a narrative. It's not actually true. So,
Right.
I'm, and Mike talking about the creativity. I've been in marketing and business development for the past 20 plus years. I don't really want to say how many, but bringing that skill set to the party. We've grown the Republican women this past year. We've grown it a lot. And we're continuing to grow, so we're looking for a great 2020. We have a lot of new members, new interest, people coming to the luncheons. It's just, it just seems like things are taking off. And Mike leaves a great legacy, for us to build on and improve.
So why do you think you're the person to build upon that legacy and improve it?
Well, I think my background in the marketing and business development, as well as all the volunteer work with the party. I've run a U.S. congressional campaign back in the early 2000s here in Texas, and I was very involved when I was in Georgia, also when I was in Atlanta. I was a precinct chair, I was a state delegate. I've done that here. I've done things like that here too, and being involved with Republican women, that gives you a really good perspective on everything at the state level, the national level, and we have such great leaders here in the community. I mean, Todd Hunter, has just led the fight for the Coastal Bend. As well as others involved, and so there's just so many great people here to support and to learn from.
So, what do you think you would like to do to carry this further, to take this party in Nueces County to the next level?
Well, I think first of all, it's expanding the voter base. So there are a lot of people that have that perception of old white men in the Republican Party, and it's just not true. We have plenty of people who come from all races, all ages, who are pro-life, who are pro-family, strong economy, gun rights. I mean, this is South Texas. It's hard to ask somebody to give up a gun. So, we have a lot of people coming. We're working to expand the voter base. We're working to support candidates, not just financially, but with training and just resources that they can use. And then the volunteers, just organizing volunteers. I've worked in several organizations, over the years, volunteered with things, and I helped open the Crisis Pregnancy Center in downtown Houston. We actually shared the back fence with the largest Planned Parenthood in the Southeast. And, we had a little clinic. We had girls come in there. We gave them pregnancy tests. We really made a difference there in Houston, giving people an alternative to Planned Parenthood. recruiting volunteers for that. I've recruited volunteers for other organizations, organized those volunteers, gotten them engaged, looked at what they were already doing and how they could take that and tweak it a little, for the needs that organizations have. It's just it's such a great community here. Everybody wants to be involved in some way. And so just showing them different avenues that they can do that, I think really energizes our party, but also all of Nueces County.
She has stepped up, for instance, helped me recruit candidates. We're both in Rotary together.
We
and
are.
one of our candidates that hasn't filed yet and hadn't announced yet, but is going to run, is in Rotary with us, and she was the one who got her interested in running. We have these interesting fundraisers that I would have never thought of. The rubber chicken fundraiser.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, so we didn't have much capital to work with to have a
Or time.
fundraiser. Yeah, we didn't have much time, we didn't have much money to invest in a fundraiser. And so we my husband and I came up with this idea of instead of going someplace to have another rubber chicken dinner, we sold like an actual rubber
Squeaky
chicken,
toy.
a squeaky toy rubber chicken. And so we encouraged people, like they sponsored the rubber chicken, they bought that, and then went to the restaurant of their choice and just took the rubber chicken and took pictures with it. And we had so much fun with it, and I think a lot of people did. So we
still have
rubber chickens,
chickens
but
showing
we made a profit.
made about $4,000.
Yeah, so we made about $4,000 with not much time and not much outlay of capital.
Normally a fundraiser like the one we had, Senator Cornyn was our featured guest in August.
Mhm.
And normally it takes an immense amount of work to sell tables, make hundreds of phone calls. Well, Susan sold tables. I sold tables too, but Susan was in there selling tables, and that's the key. The job, a third of the job is raising money.
Right.
And which I'm not going to quit helping. By the way, I'm not going to be in office, but
I
I'm
made him promise he would not go away.
And,
So we do need
and I
his
have a
help.
lot of community friends, people I've known, I've been on a lot of boards and stuff. By the way, the flags along Ocean Drive, Susan was involved with that.
I'm on that committee in Rotary. I'm on the board at Rotary and on that committee.
And yeah, yesterday I made a point, normally I come down, cross town to work. I went down Doddridge to Ocean so I could see the flags.
It really makes for a scenic bike ride, I'll tell you that.
It does, yeah. And that's a great community event. I see families out there taking pictures and just looking at the flags and looking at the names on each flag that's sponsored. I mean, it's just another example of how great Nueces County and Corpus Christi are.
Well, it sounds like you're off and running.
I hope so. I think I am. I'm gonna hit the ground running and not stop till after the election in 2020. And even then we won't stop. So
No, yeah, we don't.
we never stop.
In 2016, and I was up, but we didn't get the election results till quite late. And I was wired, and I tried to go, we found out that President Trump had won, and then some of our local candidates had won, got the results on that.
Mhm.
And I went home and went to bed, and I was, tossing and turning, tossing and turning. So I got up and went out and pulled yard signs from the schools, because the schools just throw them away. And, that's my reason I brought that up is we then got together for breakfast that morning and started talking about the next campaign.
There's
And
always another one.
there's always, yeah. And there's a lot in politics. What have you done for me lately? Which I get, and but you can't rest on your laurels. But we are proud of what we've accomplished, and I'm proud of my record. But what are we going to do now is what matters. It matters to the party and to the voters. And what Susan's going to do now, and I would not have not run is that donated. Anyway, I would have run if I hadn't felt that I had someone who I had confidence in to take good care of the party. And so Susan's that person, and I've been telling everybody I know, and I've been campaigning for her, even though there's, you run even if you're unopposed. Todd Hunter used to always do that. Todd has an opponent this time in the Democrat primary. The Democrat that's going to run against him, Hoagland.
Eric Hoagland.
Yeah, Eric Hoagland. But Todd will beat him like a borrowed mule. But even when he was unopposed, Todd was campaigning.
Well, you have to. You can't let the voters forget who you are.
Right.
Exactly.
So anything you'd like to add for your going out or for your potential coming in?
Well, for me going out, I appreciate all the people that have helped me along the way. The things I've learned, the mentors that I've had, Todd Hunter, Gene Seaman, several folks like that that have been real helpful to me as chairman. Randy Beatty, who was my vice chair for a while, very, very organized and was very helpful. All these people that helped me pull the wagon, I appreciate that. And I appreciate the voters in Nueces County for electing my candidates, and we hope we'll elect more of them.
Well, and I just want to thank Mike Bergsma. I mean, his leadership has been impeccable. He has really laid a strong foundation on which we can continue to build. And I just think we have a very bright future here in Nueces County.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. This has been Straight to the Point. I'm William J. Gibbs Jr. Have a great day.